Hello boys and girls, wanted to come to you with a video. It's going to be a couple different sections of this video, but this is part one. This is again the topic 2 online assessment. Now this is an excellent tool that should be utilized either at school or at home. Maybe you can use it on your way to an event, a sporting event or something of that nature, where you have your cell phone or mom or dad's cell phone where you can access this video. Maybe also access your PowerSchool account, because I've assigned all of you the Pearson online assessment. Now you will see it says topic 2 online assessment. I think they said put not for a grade. This is not for a grade. This is strictly for practice. Now what you'll see here is I just have some illustrations here. The things that really hit up during topic 2. One of those is our number system. We talked about a little bit with our natural numbers, those numbers we count by. We have the whole numbers. Notice it is all the natural numbers, including the number 0. Then you have your integers, which is all of your whole numbers, all of your natural numbers, but then we start to include those negative numbers, all those negative numbers that are opposite whole numbers. We then have rational numbers. Remember, rational numbers are numbers where we have a over b, where b cannot equal 0. All right, this includes our, you can tell here, mixed numbers, negative decimals, fractions, a fraction that repeats, a fraction that terminates. Then over here we have our irrational numbers, numbers that never terminate. They just continue to go on and on and on. They also don't have a pattern to their numbers that go on and on and on. As far as 2/3, remember 2/3 is really just as a decimal, 2 divided by 3, but that's 6/10 repeating forever. Irrational numbers, they don't have any kind of pattern to their repeating. But all numbers are what we call, all these numbers are called real numbers. The other part of this topic was about coordinate planes, talking about our x-axis and our y-axis. We have a horizontal number line, we have a vertical number line. If I think about 0, 0, that's our origin. All the numbers to the right of the origin on the number line, or on the horizontal axis, or the x-axis, are positive. All numbers to the left on that horizontal axis, to the left of the origin, are negative. Think about a thermostat or a thermometer. We have something. We have the origin. All the numbers to the right, above 0 are positive. All numbers below 0 are negative. So let's take a look at a couple of questions here. Again, ideally you should answer all these questions before watching this video. Then watch the video, and then in tandem watch your questions and see how well you responded. First one: what is the opposite? What is the opposite value of Emma's score? Opposite. Okay, if Emma's score is positive, then we know the opposite would be negative. If Emma's score was negative, then the opposite would be positive. So I'm looking at Emma's score here. Cassie, Emma. I see that Emma has a negative 12. Well, the opposite of 12, the number that is the same distance from 0, would be a positive 12. So the opposite value of Emma's score is a positive 12. Why are they opposite? They're opposite because both numbers are 12 units, if you will, to the right and to the left of 0. They're both equidistant from 0. So the next question, nice easy way to start off, get us used to the test. A swimmer dives to 65 feet below the surface of the ocean. Write the integer that represents the depth of the dive. If I want to think of it this way, I'm going to make a little yellow here. I know the water's not yellow, but if we have sea level, remember sea level is denoted by the number 0. If you want to think about an x and y axis, a coordinate plane, Cartesian coordinates, this here would be our origin, if you will, or our x-axis that is level, it is horizontal. So we have 0 feet. Sea level is 0 feet. That is what we call sea level. Now the diver went 65 feet below this. So they are, if I want to think about the coordinate plane, they are at negative 65 on the y-axis. So they are negative 65 feet. So the correct answer here is negative 65. Negative, I should label it, it'd be negative 65 feet. So they are 65 feet below sea level. Remember, it's not a negative distance. You can't travel negative distance. They're just 65 feet below sea level. And we denote that with that negative sign. All right, next one. Which of the following have a value equal to, this is a way to write the absolute value. Absolute value of 37. How far is 37 from 0? Well, it's 37 moves away, 37 units away. Well, if I take a look, which have an equal value to the absolute value of 37. Well, first of all, this is 37, but absolute value can be negative. So negative 37 is not the same as 37 because 37 is 37 away from 0. The absolute value of negative 37 is 37. All absolute values are positive, so this would be what? This would be right. This is 0. 0 does not equal 37. Now, you have to be tricky with this. We have this double negative. If you think about this, I always think about money. I want to take away. Right now, you have debt. Let me get rid of that first negative sign. Right now, you owe somebody $37. You owe them. Well, I'm going to come along. I'm going to take away your debt. I'm going to take it away. To take it away, I would have to give you $37. So really, when I see this double negative, that is somebody taking away your debt. So I am giving you $37. Because I give you $37, you now have 37. So this would be the absolute value of 37. It is 37. And this one, 37, yes, that does equal the same as 37. So those are my three answer choices. Again, key here, select all that apply. All right, let's take a look at the next one. It says, what is the perimeter in units of polygon PQRSTU? Enter your answer in the box. PQRSTU. We are going all the way around. We are finding the perimeter, the distance around this polygon. All right. We are finding the distance around this polygon. We are not worried about the inside. We're not worried about the area. We're worried about the distance around. A couple of ways we could do this. I could see my vertical axis. This is a -4. This is a -2. The distance between these two is 2. So this line is done. I'm going Q to R. I look at the y-axis now. I'm going from 4 to 2. Hey, that also has a distance of 2. Here, I'm going from R to S. We are at a -2, and we go to a 2. Well, -2 is 2 away from 0. 2 is 2 away from 0, so that gives me a distance of 4 units. I now go S to T. S to T. S is at is at 2. T is at -2. Same thing here. The distance between, if I want to think about the origin or this x-axis, because I'm going vertically, so I'm going to cross over that x-axis. The distance from S to 0 is 2. The distance from 0 to -2 is 2. 2 and 2 gives me 4. Here I'm going from T to U. T to U. Here I'm at 2. Here I'm at -4. From 2 to 0 gives me 2 units. From 0 to -4 gives me 4 units. 4 plus 2 gives me an answer of 6. Now I'm going vertical again. I'm going U to P. All right, U to P. U is at -2, so from -2 to 0, I've gone 2. From 0 to 4, I've gone 4. 4 plus 2 gives me another 6. I now have every single side labeled with a dimension or a length. I have 2 6s. I have 2 4s. I have 2 2s. Let's just double check. How many sides does this shape have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Meaning I should have 6 numbers here that I'm going to add together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Excellent. Now I'll just add. I always like to make 10. It makes it a little easier. 6 and 4 is 10. 6 and 4 is 10. 10 and 10 gives me 20. 22, 24. So this has a perimeter of 24 units. Let's take a look at the next question here. Jeremy listed 5 rational numbers. Then he drew a number line to display and compare them. Plot the numbers on the number line by dragging each one to the correct location. Well, obviously I cannot drag these, but I will write them. First thing I noticed, here is 0. To the right is my positive numbers. To the left is my negative numbers. So I know that this will be a negative number. This will be a negative number. Okay, I have -5 fourths. I have -3 fourths. I could also write this as, hey, this is -1 and 1/4, which is the same as -1 and 25 hundredths. This is -3/4. To convert -3/4 to a decimal, I would just go 3 divided by 4. That gives me -75 hundredths. If I think about negative numbers, I think about debt I owe. Or I think about the closer a negative number is to 0, the actual larger it is. So $1.25, 75 cents, which is close to having zero money or zero debt. Well, negative 3/4 would be close to having zero debt. Because it's closer to zero, it has less debt. That's what goes right here, negative 3/4. The other one, negative 5/4, would go right here. And again, I can know this because look, I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is broken into fourths. So it makes sense that negative 3/4 would be 3 of the 4, and then negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the 4. Okay, so those are taken care of. Let's go to our green now. Now, our positives. We know that further to the right of 0, the larger you get. Well, we have, I want to think about money. We have 1.5. I could always add a 0. 25 hundredths. That's similar to 25 cents. This just is a fancy way to say, what is 6 divided by 3? 6 divided by 3 gives me 2. I'll think about it as $2. So this is 2. Hey, look, there's a dot too. This is 6/3 or 6/3. I have $1.50. There I have at least $1, $1.25, $1.50. So 1 and 5 tenths. And that leaves this one here has to be 25 hundredths. Think about it as 25 cents. That's also the same as 1/4. So we go 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. 1/4 is the same as 25 hundredths. Choose the inequality that compares the numbers. Well, let's look at this. We have negative 3/4 and 25 hundredths. Here's 0. 25 hundredths is to the left, or excuse me, negative 3/4 is to the left of 0. 25 hundredths is to the right. The further to the right on a number line you are, the larger you get. So I can say that negative 3/4 is less than 25 hundredths. I don't want to have debt, which is this. I want to have money, which is this. So now, right now, this person is not as wealthy as this one because they're in debt. So it's negative 3/4 is less than 25 hundredths. All right, let's do one more here. And then I'll cut this video so that way you don't have to watch all of it at once and listen to my voice for more than maybe 10 minutes. Which ordered pair locates point P on the coordinate plane? I'm going to start at the origin. First thing I notice, we go 1 space 3 space 5. Well, that means this would be a 2 and this would be a 4. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Origin going vertically on the y-axis, 1, 2, 3. Going vertically down on the y-axis, negative 1, negative 2. We're looking for point P. We go to the left, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. This we're looking at, remember, we're focusing on the x-intercept first. I can eliminate this one because it has negative 2. Now I'm going down on the vertical axis from the x-intercept, so that means I'm going to be a negative value. Well, this is a positive value. We go negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 2, negative 3, negative 3. It has to be this one, negative 3, negative 2. I will stop here. Hopefully this helps you out a little bit for the first part of this assessment. I will create the rest of the video either later today or tomorrow. Take care. Have a good day.